Dust storms howled across Dry Creek as the sun sank behind the red-gold mesas, casting long shadows that stretched like fingers across the dirt road. Inside the rusty spur saloon, lamps flickered, boots thudded, and the air trembled with fiddle music. That's when Elena Marlowe walked in, a woman with fire in her eyes and an ache in her heart. Every man in town knew her. Every man feared her. Elena was the daughter of Marshal Marlowe, the woman who could shoot straighter than most cowboys and ride harder than all of them. But that night she wasn't a law woman. She was a woman searching for one man, the rancher who broke her heart. Caleb Boone sat alone at a corner table, hat low, nursing a glass of whiskey. Tall, rugged, with shoulders broad enough to carry a ranch, and a past heavier than any saddle, he didn't look up until Elena's shadow fell across his table. "Caleb Boone," she said, voice steady but eyes burning. "We need to talk." He swallowed hard. "Didn't expect to see you again, Lena. You ran," she whispered. "You left without a note, without a word." After everything. Caleb's jaw flexed. The music faded. The crowd went silent. Everyone knew trouble when they heard it. Elena sat down across from him, hands trembling slightly, not with fear, but with anger and heartbreak. "I want the truth." Caleb finally lifted his eyes, blue as a winter sky and twice as cold. "The truth ain't easy. I didn't ride through a sandstorm for easy," she snapped. Caleb exhaled and rolled back his sleeves, revealing deep scars across his forearms, fresh, angry, painful. Elena gasped. "What happened to you?" "That's what I tried to protect you from," he said. 2 weeks ago, the Blackthorn gang found my ranch. They burned the barn, shot 2 of my men, and left a message carved into my door." His voice dropped. "They're coming for me, and for anyone tied to me." Elena's anger melted instantly, replaced by fear. "Caleb, why didn't you tell me?" "Because I couldn't let them hurt you," he said softly. "Lena, loving you is the best damn thing that ever happened to me. But if they knew about us—" She slammed her palm on the table, startling half the saloon. "You think leaving me hurts less than dying? You think running from me is protecting me? Caleb, what you did to me. Walking away without a word. That was worse than anything those outlaws could ever do." His breath hitched. The room was frozen, listening. Elena leaned closer, voice quiet but sharp as a blade. "You broke my heart, Caleb Boone. That was the worst wound of all." Caleb's eyes glistened. "I'm sorry, Lena. I thought keeping distance would keep you alive." She reached across the table, took his scarred hands, and held them tight. "I don't need distance. I need you. And if danger's coming, we face it together." A long silence. Then Caleb stood, pulling her gently to her feet. He lifted her hand, placed it over his heart. "If you stay, I won't let anything happen to you." She smiled a small, fierce smile. "Good, because I'm not riding away." The saloon erupted in cheers as Caleb pulled her into his arms, kissing her like a man who'd been drowning for weeks. Outside, thunder rolled, and the desert wind rose again. Danger was coming, yes, but so was love, fierce as a wild horse and twice as unstoppable. And together, they would face every storm the West could throw their way. You. The lamps of the Silver Spur Saloon flickered in the dusty twilight, casting gold light over worn card tables and weather-beaten faces. Outside, horses snorted impatiently in the warm desert breeze. Inside, all eyes turned when Clara Dawson stepped through the swinging doors. She wasn't dressed like a saloon girl nor a gunslinger. She wore a simple travel coat, dust on her boots and sorrow in her eyes. She had come for one person, and the entire town knew exactly who. At the far end of the bar stood Luke Hollow Ranch owner, feared gunman, and the man Clara once trusted with every beat of her heart. His broad shoulders stiffened the moment he heard her voice. "Luke," she said, barely above a whisper, "we need to talk." He didn't turn. He took a slow breath, then set down his glass. "You shouldn't be here, Clara," but she stepped closer, determination in every stride. "You left me. You didn't explain. And I won't spend the rest of my life wondering why." The piano player stopped. Chairs scraped. Cigars froze mid-air. Folks in Dry Ridge loved 2 things, gossip and danger, and this was both. Luke finally turned, and Clara saw the truth in his eyes. Pain. Fear. and something much darker. His voice was low. "If you knew why I left, you'd walk right back out that door. Try me," she said. Luke led her to a small table away from curious ears. Clara sat across from him, heart pounding like a stampede. She expected excuses. She expected lies. She didn't expect him to show her the scars. Luke rolled up his shirt sleeve, revealing deep, jagged gashes running along his arm scars that looked like teeth marks. Clara paled. "My God, Luke, what happened?" He swallowed. "Do you remember Matt Kilroy?" Her breath caught. Matt had been a drifter, a man with no past and too many secrets. "He came to the ranch 3 nights ago," Luke said. "Said he wanted work. I let him stay in the tack room. By dawn, 2 of my cattle were dead. Throats torn open." Clara shivered. "You think he did it?" "I don't think." Luke's voice darkened. "I know." Luke stared at his scarred arm. "I caught him in the barn, and what he did to me, what he tried to do. No man with a soul would try that. He wasn't just deranged. He was hunting." Clara reached for him, but he pulled back. "I left you because Kilroy threatened you," he said. "Said he'd come for the woman I love. Said he'd make me watch." His jaw tightened. "So I rode away before he could find you." Clara blinked back, tears hurt, betrayal, confusion. "Luke, what you did to me, leaving without a word, that tore me apart." "I know," he whispered, "and I'll regret it, till the grave." She leaned in, voice trembling. "You should have trusted me. We could have faced this together." Luke looked at her as if seeing her a new strong, unbroken, braver than any gunslinger he'd ever known. "You're not leaving me again," Clara said. "Not for monsters. Not for fear. Not for anything." Luke swallowed hard. "He's out there, Clara, watching, waiting. Then let him come," she said, lifting her chin. "Because this time you're not standing alone." For the first time in weeks, Luke allowed himself to breathe. Slowly, he reached for her hand, holding on like a drowning man, grabbing a lifeline. The saloon watched in silence as the 2 of them stood together, unshaken, and stepped into the night. The desert wind howled, a warning of danger creeping through the darkness. But Clara and Luke walked on, side by side. Whatever hunted him,